everyone, Metallian Magic here, and today I'm going to be shuffling up my first ever Tiny Leaders deck, and this is going to be an episode of the opening 7, the opening hand, whatever you'd like to call it. We'll call it the opening hand so we don't step on Constructed Resources' toes, although this was an idea inspired by that segment on their show, on their podcast. So I'm going to be shuffling up this deck, so you can see here that I'm randomizing the deck, and then, as the name implies, we're going to draw an opening hand of 7 cards. Of course, I have my commander, my leader over here, Geist of St. Traft. This is a blue-white deck, and I'm going to draw 7 cards and discuss whether I would keep the hand or not, and if not, then I'm going to mulligan the hand, and we'll look at our 6. Hopefully we won't have to go below 6. We'll do 2 of these, just for variety's sake, so you can see. Let's do 1 on the play, 1 on the draw. So like the first hand here that we're about to draw, let's do this and assume that we've won the die roll and chosen to play, and this hand is going to be a hand of 7 cards on the play. So we start out with a Plains, a True Name Nemesis, and a Snap. Obviously I need a blue source here, but this is looking okay to start off. Another Plains, that's awkward. Sensei's Divining Top is okay. Miscalculation, and a Detention Sphere. This one's a close one. This one is interesting for sure, because without Sensei's Divining Top, I feel like this is a snap mulligan. Without Sensei's Divining Top, there's no way you can keep this hand. You have no blue source. You have, all blue cards. Sure, one of them is gold, but all cards that require blue, one that requires double blue, and even your leader here obviously requires blue, or else you couldn't be playing it in the deck. So without Sensei's Divining Top, this would be a hand that I wouldn't consider keeping. With the top, you can play it on turn 1, and on turn 2 you can use its ability to hopefully find that blue source, but in doing so, you won't have the mana open to play Miscalculation on your opponent's second turn. You'll have to wait till your third turn to do anything of substance, whether it's Detention Sphere on something of theirs, or snap something of theirs and keep Miscalculation open, maybe, play your Geist. But this seems like kind of a slow hand, and my inclination is to mulligan, so let's mulligan this. If we had done the Sensei's Divining Top thing, here's the thing is, we do find a Flooded Strand, but I think this hand was going to be kind of slow, and I'm not sure that I want to keep a hand, even with selection as good as Sensei's Divining Top, that essentially a hand that means that I have to bank on factors outside of my control, turning the hand into playable. I think without Sensei's Divining Top, the hand is clearly not even playable. So I don't think that that's a keep. If you disagree, please let me know in the comments below. And like I said, with the top in the hand, I think it's close. Without the top, it's not even a question. But I think with the top in the hand, you could argue that first turn top, second turn card selection with the top gives you enough, with a draw step and the next 3 cards of your deck, you can look at the likelihood of missing a blue source when there are many in the deck. Offhand, I'd have to look at my list. I don't remember exactly how many, but there are 18 lands in the deck, and I believe blue sources I have, it's either 15 or 16. I think it's 16. So let's go to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're mulliganing to 6. So this hand is much more keepable. This hand is still a bit slow, but this hand has 2 land, and it has Mystic Gate and Reflecting Pool. So with Mystic Gate, Reflecting Pool becomes a blue-white duel with no drawback. Sure, if they have land destruction, they destroy your Mystic Gate, but whatever. I wouldn't mulligan the hand based on that potentiality. So you have a first turn. But the Mystic Gate. See, this is good because I'll keep this hand, and the first turn here I would play the Mystic Gate, tap it for colorless, and play the Sensei's Divining Top, which we drew in this hand as well. Second turn, we would draw our card, which is an Enlightened Tutor. We would play our Reflecting Pool. Now we can produce 2 mana, and with the gate, we can produce 2 mana of any color combination: white, 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 blue, or blue, blue. And here we honestly, I probably would probably pass the turn. We have 2 1-mana instants, but we also have our top. So like at the end of our opponent's turn, we could activate the top. For example, look at the top 3 here. Put them back in any order, and since I want to hit my 3rd land drop, I think I would put them back like Tundra, probably then Stoneforge Mystic, although we already do have a sword in our hand. We have another one in the deck that Stoneforge can search up, though. But 3rd turn Tundra allows us to play out our Geist. Or the other thing we could do here is Brainstorm. After looking at the cards with the top, we could draw those 3 cards. We'd have to put 2 back, and I think here Enlightened Tutor and Unexpectedly Absent are the cards I would probably put back. I mean, I'm going to draw one at the beginning of my turn anyway, and I'd probably put them back so I could draw the Enlightened Tutor, go to our turn, draw the Tutor, play the Tundra here, which is a proxy, if you can't tell. There are a few cards in this deck that I have proxied, like Tundra and Top and Tutor. I actually drew a bunch of them here, but then on this 3rd turn, this is the last turn I'll play out here, and then we'll do one more hand. I'm going to let's think for a second here. Well, we could play out our Geist. We could also I think, though, I like Stoneforge and Preordain here. Yeah, I think I like that. Because then next turn, if we have a land, we can't, let's see. Yeah, it depends on the game state. If I think I want to just start beating down, I'd play out the Geist. If I do play out the Stoneforge and cast Preordain with this turn, we now have Sword and Enlightened Tutor in our hand, and we're going to scry 2. We already know that one of them is Unexpectedly Absent, the other one is Meddling Mage. And depending on the game state, these seem perfectly fine to keep on top. I do kind of want to hit another land drop, though. But we have the Sensei's Divining Top, which we can't activate now until our next turn. We've used up our mana for the turn. So if we do put these on top, I'm going to draw a Snap. I'm not sure what the choice is here. I think I would probably keep Unexpectedly Absent on top and put the Mage on the bottom, though I might want to put both on the bottom because being able to hit a 4th land means that next turn we can well, actually, if we keep Meddling Mage on top, actually maybe that was wrong. If we keep Meddling Mage on top and put Unexpectedly Absent to the bottom, or even keep Unexpectedly Absent as the 2nd card from the top, on our next turn we can. No, we can't. We won't have enough mana for that. Yeah, I think we need to hit our 4th land drop, and putting the Mage and the Unexpectedly Absent on the bottom is fine, because then on our next turn we would draw the Snap, sure, but then we can activate Sensei's Divining Top, look at the top 3, we can put the top back to draw the Seachrome Coast. Oh no, 2 or fewer. Yeah, no, we'd want, I'm sorry, because we want a land that comes into play untapped. We'd want to keep that Plains, play that, and then this turn, we can play out Geist and search up something with Enlightened Tutor, or, oh no, I'm sorry, we just used the 1 mana for the top ability. I should really be tapping these. So now we can just play out our Geist, and next turn we can hopefully, yeah, next turn now. I mean, this is kind of slow, and I'd like, with this deck, a hand where I can control the game a little bit more early on, but now at least we can use the Stoneforge to put out the sword on our next turn and equip it to the Geist. But I'm going to shuffle up, and I'm going to draw one more opening 7, and this one will be on the draw, and I'll be right back for that. Okay, we have shuffled up. We are going to do one more opening 7, this time on the draw. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's see what we get here. We start off with Brainstorm, a Meddling Mage, and a Steel of the Godhead, no land. There's a Detention Sphere, a Plains, a Cyclonic Rift, and a Tundra. Okay, well, we do have a dual land, and the best one in our deck, arguably. We have, I mean, I guess, kind of, because we don't have a fetch land this. I mean, the reason Tundra is obviously very good is it's fetchable with no drawback like Hallowed Fountain. But we have 2 land in this hand, and I think this is a keep because we're going to get a draw step. We're going to be able to potentially Brainstorm on our first turn. We're going to be able to Meddling Mage on our second turn. Hopefully by then we've drawn a land. We can either Geist, or we can put the Steel of the Godhead on the Meddling Mage, which will make it a 4/4 unblockable lifelinker on turn 3 that can attack, or we can Detention Sphere something. So this seems like a keep to me. And if we do lead with, we're on the draw, so if we do draw a card, we get Miscalculation. If we do lead with Tundra, pass the turn, end of the our opponent's turn, Brainstorm, draw Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Feast and Famine, and Plains. Put 2 back on top. I don't think it really matters much here. I'm going to put Plains and a Sword. Go to our turn, draw Plains, play Plains, and here we could either keep mana up for Miscalculation, or we could just play out Meddling Mage. Since I don't know, what we're facing, this is sort of a hypothetical goldfish situation, I'm going to play out the Meddling Mage here, but there are certain matchups and certain situations where it would be right to hold up the mana for the Miscalculation, or perhaps even bounce something if they, on their turn, or there are a lot of lines of play. This deck often presents you with many lines of play. Third turn, we knew that we were drawing that sword. I kind of would have liked to fetch land to shuffle it away, but that wasn't in the cards right now. We're gonna play our Plains, and here, as I said, we can either play the Steel of the Godhead on the Meddling Mage, we can play Geist, and then do that next turn on the Geist. It's interesting. I think we have enough here that like a it's kind of tough, because I would love to play the Steel and be able to protect the creature from a removal spell with like Miscalculation, but I think here if I wanted to race my opponent, I would throw the Steel of the Godhead down. If I wanted to try to set up a really powerful 4th turn, I would cast the Geist. Let's go with that route, cast the Geist, and then next turn, draw a card. We draw Plains, we'd play it. It's weird to draw, I think, so many basic lands. But here now, we have some options. We can Detention Sphere something. We can Cyclonic Rift something. Being kind of choked on blue mana here, we can't like Cyclonic Rift and hold up Miscalculation, but we could just hold up Miscalculation. I think right now though, it depends. If they have some defense, I'd probably put Steel on the Geist, and assuming that I've named, let's say, their commander or their leader with the Meddling Mage, just sort of leave it here as an enchantment and start attacking with the Geist and the Angel token that it creates, with the Steel on it, making it a 4/4 lifelink unblockable hexproof creature, which sort of is an auto protect, so I don't need to hold up the mana to protect it necessarily the way I would if I'd put the Steel on the Meddling Mage that does not have hexproof. And then just, for fun, okay, next draw would have been a land. So, the next turn we could even throw the Windswept Heath down, go find a land Hallowed Fountain, perhaps. I might grab that one since I would want another blue source. And here we could, even do something like Detention Sphere something and hold up Miscalculation, although at this point they might have the, I doubt they'd be playing around it, but you do want to think about the possibility that they will leave up mana to pay for something like this. Same thing with Mana Leak in Modern. It's not just a hard counter, but in this format where people are, they're playing efficient spells, but I don't know by this point in the game if someone is going to be able to continue their game plan and hold up mana for Miscalculation, unless you're playing something that tries to combo off and create a lot of mana like Elves. So, this is a deck that I haven't had a ton of experience with yet. I will say that I just started getting into Tiny Leaders very recently and built this deck to begin my forays into the format. There are other Tiny Leaders decks that I would like to try out, but this is the one that I'm going to play for the moment in the format. And so, I definitely would like some suggestions regarding how to play the deck. If you think that anything I said here doesn't stand up to scrutiny, please, if you have constructive criticism, voice it in the comments below, because I love to get better, and I know that the only way to get better is to be open-minded.